it's also recording. So it's pretty neat. Like it's recording in my local computer. I think you get a certain amount of cloud data.
Yeah.
All right, we are live. That's good.
Okay, awesome. All right, let me share it.
Do you need the link?
No, I got it.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, looks like the market wants to break out again.
It broke that 418. It's
Huh?
been it broke that 418 level that I was watching, and I think we'll be heading above 420. I think we're gonna be hitting all-time highs pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it's been a really ugly uptrend with the daily. So I think we'll probably reach 423 and then pull back and then probably push to maybe like 425.
Yeah,
Um, Today though, I think I think we're probably just gonna range trade between here, 419.17 and 420.63. So these are important levels to keep in mind. Um, we shouldn't be trading inside of the chop zone because we're just gonna get faked out. So I'll probably give the market maybe like 15 to 30 minutes to see
yeah,
how it settles. But yesterday we had really decent volume, and the algos actually brought up the price up yesterday out of nowhere.
yeah. It's a nice looking double bottom there. I think once we break 423, we might not come back down below 420.
Yeah, let's see.
Trying
I
to think of what
saw that
other catalyst.
Nasdaq was out.
Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, you got that
It
level right there.
Yeah, it is, but I think it's probably gonna take a breather.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Apple still has a long way to all-time highs again. So there's quite a few tech names that have not returned to all-time highs, and so we still got a lot of room to go.
Yeah, like Microsoft and
Yeah,
Apple have been struggling to kind of break out of their zone.
you know,
It's like Apple
face,
goes back to that 126, 127 area.
mhm. Yeah, 4 months ever since the split, it just keeps
Yeah,
going back. And yeah, Microsoft, yeah, but they all have that same pattern. I mean, obviously, it's same like the market. That's how you know how much a big portion of these indexes these are that the charts are identical to the indices.
yeah, yeah. I think techs might take a breather here. So Let's see.
Crypto did really well. And so usually when, well, it's bouncing. So I try to find, I know there's a correlation between crypto and the equity market. And so I'm trying to find that correlation. SQ is ready to pop out of that rectangle.
Yeah, see that 213
Yeah,
pulled back.
yeah,
So I took a swing. So I'm gonna take profit at open, and then I'm
yeah,
going to enter another swing above 213.
yeah.
But we can come, the price can come back here and retest at 208. I ran a little too hard yesterday, so I think it's just
Yeah.
gonna take a little break down here.
I
And
remember
then
when
we've
they came out with other news a couple of weeks ago when
mhm,
they were going to open this credit or something. I can't remember. Um, it must have been it was some big news that happened, and it just rallied hard, like 10. It ran 10 points, and
mhm.
very similar to this. Um, and he rallied for a couple of days, and then they pulled back. But yeah, PayPal. Um, I really think that's going to be a sympathy play, with SQ. If SQ continues, um, I would not be surprised if they run as well.
Yeah, looks
Yeah,
good on the daily, but I think,
yeah,
we're gonna come back and retest the support.
yeah,
We're a little overbought here for right now,
yeah,
but we had a really nice breakout right here
yeah.
out of
Looks
this
like a
little range.
nice triangle there. Break above 260, 262. It could test 280 with no problem.
Yeah.
I'm definitely adding that to the mix.
Oh, but you know what? MasterCard is showing signs of reversal. Let's see. I posted this like last week in the public chat here. I think 367 or something. But
Mhm.
you know what? I really don't like this uptrend. I mean, look at these candles. It's so choppy.
Yeah, I don't like trading that. No,
No,
there are
it doesn't
cleaner
look good.
charts.
Yeah, it used to be really good, but you know what? I think it needs to pull back a lot. Same thing with Visa. Like Visa gapped up, so we're probably gonna fill the gap in here. So maybe
Yeah,
we could do some puts.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We might not
Mhm.
get that much. It's probably gonna fill the gap and
Visa,
maybe come back here.
I think Visa is traded um, by algos a ton. If you look at some of the price action, um, there's hardly any volume, and it just keeps going up and up like a staircase.
Yeah, I don't
And
like that.
so it's very very tricky. That there's hardly any momentum that drives the V, and so but because when the market is crappy, I've noticed that it rallies, but well, when I say rallies, it starts going up very slowly but consistently. And
Right.
so I like looking at that when the market's not doing well or when it's slowly bouncing. But regardless, it's definitely a good one for financials. What's XLE? I wonder if wait, is SQ part of XLE?
No,
I don't know.
SQ
It's
is
not.
part. Let me see. Let me double check here. No, XLE is energy.
Sorry, XLF. Sorry, I meant XLF.
I think it is, but I don't think they hold a really major part of it.
Okay, here it is. So JPM, Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and BlackRock. Yeah, I think eventually will be wants to start offering, checking accounts. Um, so I don't think I remember reading something about that SQ is not part of XLE, um, because they're not technically a bank,
Yeah, they're not. They're more
but
like
they
a payment service.
yeah. But with this thing that they're doing, they might be additive here. Yeah, Charles Schwab, American Express. Yeah, these are all banks that have cards. Um, and once it's added there, yeah, the bigger driver from XLF is JP Morgan,
Yeah.
Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, and Wells Fargo. That's about it. The other ones are less than 3%, less than 4%.
Yeah, I have
So,
here that ARC owns a really big stake. It's the biggest holder.
uh, JPM.
No, SQ.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. You do. You do.
Yeah, we missed this breakout on JPM. But again, my problem is their price action. It's just,
Yeah,
sometimes it's just so inconsistent. I just really don't like it.
yeah, yeah. That big green candle, was that? I wonder if that was news. That's such a, it, that's a big one. Frugal.
Fubo, yeah, Fubo also can't get over this 22 area. But,
Yeah,
the EMAs are contracting. So I think it should be ready by this week.
yeah, yeah. It's taking its sweet time for sure. But yeah, like above 20, 23, it
Yeah.
could be a confirmed reversal.
Yeah. And then MGM, they finally announced that uh, Jeff Bezos is interested in buying the MGM studios.
Hmm. And it's still rallying, even though it's not related.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
funny.
rallying. But you know what? I think you can just sell the news.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll be watching this for some puts.
I remember when Zoom was, in the 20s. I can remember early, last year. And then there
Oh
was
yeah.
another company called Zoom Communications or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was called ZOOM. And people were buying ZOM like crazy every time they heard news of Zoom.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was funny. I think they were asked to change the ticker because it was causing a lot of issues. But so what up with the weed stocks? I mean, are there any legislations that I haven't seen anything
No,
regarding?
it's all the same. They're just saying that, there's a rumor to pass the bill, but it hasn't even been talked about
Mm,
at all. So, you know, that sector is going to lag just a little bit.
yeah,
But really watching it here, with this range, it's really, really tight. I think
yeah,
we could see a really nice breakout.
yeah. That does look nice. These
Oh,
names here
BA
to
is
our
up.
channel. Yeah, I saw that. It's confirmed. It's a reversal. Yeah, barely, but yeah,
Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, look at all this stuff.
those
That's
long
why
wicks.
I really don't like to trade it a lot because it can be really inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a tricky one, and I've been faked out multiple times. Um, like it pulls back, and then all of a sudden it just keeps going, and it's been a
Yeah.
headache multiple times. But I think the swing is a good option. It does really well overnight when it's rallying. It does really well. So what drives CAT? Obviously construction. Um,
Yeah, well, cat's a really strong
Industries,
mover. I'm just surprised it even, it went up to 245. I mean, look at this. Crazy.
yeah, just consistent. Yeah, it's kind of moved away from that 200.
Uh-huh.
I thought
Yeah,
I
it
maybe
has.
pulled back a little bit,
It
but
has.
whew,
I'm watching it here above this level. I think we could
mhm,
probably do a little range trade to 245,
yeah,
246, and have it pull back. Um, I think most likely it's going to pull back, but I don't think it's going to do it this week. What drives it is, a sector rotation, but I think it's going to come out of rotation. It's just way too high, in my
yeah,
opinion, for no reason.
yeah. I mean, who's the competitor? I mean, I think that's probably
John
the
here,
that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do they
yeah,
do it?
that's another one that's been like
I'm,
really, it performed really well.
yeah. Well, with all this construction going on, with houses, and not only that, you got a lot of um, other real estate and big projects. I mean, their sales should be going up too.
Yeah, the developers.
Yep.
Yeah, and then HD is,
HD. What a nice rally that was right there.
yeah, I
That
know.
was earlier this year?
Yeah, that was March.
Man,
Look at this.
holy moly. After ranging for almost a year.
Yeah, months. I know. I had been watching it and then I just took it off my watch list because it was just,
Yeah,
not moving
yeah,
for like the winter. Like during the winter time, we had a lot of fake outs
yeah.
and the fall.
And then it dips to shake people out.
Yeah, and look, and it just held that uptrend, held really nice.
This is a great example of market makers doings. If you're waiting for that breakout this whole time, and then you're like, oh, or if you have own shares, right? It's not doing anything, and they drop the price, and then people get out, and then makes good entry. It's just crazy, but
Yeah, I know. I know. And then look at this volume spike, you know.
must have been some big news on that. Maybe sales. Is that no? Because that's not earnings. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
interesting.
lot of volume.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the point is that it followed the EMAs, and it was just
yeah.
riding it. I mean, it pulled back, but it reclaimed a buy signal every time. And people were just profit taking and then rebuying.
Mhm. Can you scroll to the left? What that when the level is when that volume spikes up, is that right about the level where it breaks that rectangle, that range on your left?
Let's
Yeah,
see.
look at that. Right, pretty close to where it breaks that range for months on previous months. Right there. You see that?
Yeah, yeah,
On
that's
the
pretty much
yeah,
what it did
like on the previous last year,
right here.
the range you no 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 your rectangle that you have on your left.
Oh, this one. Oh,
No,
this
no,
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. See how it spiked right as it broke that upper range, upper level of your rectangle,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
and
was a
then
pretty
it
hard
breaks out. It,
resistance right
yep,
here.
it breaks that level, and then boom, that level comes in that you see at the on your on your volume. Yeah, that's another testament of when a level gets tested multiple times. That's the one to watch. And that's your entry.
Yeah.
I've never traded
Yeah, things are gonna
Starbucks.
look a little dead probably for the first half hour. I really don't see anything that's
If anything,
decent.
BA, maybe SQ continuation. Um, yeah,
Oh, Snow has earnings.
Looks like it's already could be already priced in, but then it dipped pretty hard down to 180 from like three some almost 400.
Yeah.
Why? Oh man.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Yep. Yeah, let me share that.
Okay, there.
Okay. All right, so we already talked about SPY. A couple of names. Let me look them up here. I saw a lot of unusual option activity for all those the airline names that you were mentioning in the chat. So we could see probably a little bit more continuation here on these. I'm sure there are other better names. I think we'll continue to, it's going to get a little bit tighter and eventually break out, at least on that name. Yeah, I mean, there's a big gap. There's a big area right here. And I think this is the, yeah, there's nothing going on here, which I really like these volume gaps, because once it enters this area, it could just rally and go back to this level where there's more support. So there's that. You brought up Facebook, but I'm not a big fan of. I mean, look at these candles. I mean, these are brutal. I mean, swinging this is just, it's not a good idea. I mean, gosh, imagine swinging this on this rally and then, yeah, it's risky. This is a scalp market for sure, or day trade. But I mean, sorry, that was a weekly. But even then, look at those. I mean, long wicks. Every time I see these long wicks, it's just, I mean, that's indecision, right? And so I think the market really doesn't know. It's like, well, are we ready to go or what? And so definitely watching. I don't know. I think when it hit all-time highs, this big gap right here, we talked about that gap being filled. I don't know. I think he had earnings, I believe. Yeah, this is when they had earnings, and they had a big gap, and eventually filled it. But man, it was nasty. It was not clean at all. I have Uber. I don't see a lot of big news on it, but I really like the setup. I mean, even just for a quick day trade, I mean, it doesn't move very much, so you got to get it in the money. The hourly makes a little bit better sense. I think we can break out of this. But this is a neutral pattern, so it really can go both ways. You can go back to this level, to this volume shelf, or you can come break out of this volume shelf and go up. But I think it'll need something else, a little bit more volume. I don't see any reason why it should be going up. Then I have NIO, man. Well, NIO and Tesla rather did really well yesterday, and I think they'll both continue to do that. But yeah, NIO did really well. Let me see if I can add some. So definitely NIO. I'm gonna be watching NIO as an entry right here, right above the pre-market high. For a continuation. I know NIO has a big following, and so I think it's gonna continue getting some attention. Daily, daily, you can see a little breakout here. But it could still get rejected here. But I like it where it's at. I think it needs to break something, you know, like this level right here. What's that, 40, 42, 41, 42 or so. It needs to break that and then find support. But that's definitely one to watch. Space. Well, I don't know what to say about space. I mean, finally they had that flight, and I don't know what that means to investors. I mean, I guess it means that I think what they want to know is, okay, you have your flight, your successful flight, but when are you going to start accepting payments, right, to get revenue?
Well,
But
they did. They've been selling tickets. They've made money.
I know,
Um,
but it's like the Cybertruck, you know, you're selling, but you haven't delivered the product. So,
yeah, it's an idea at this point.
yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
think it's just an idea. And I think Charles Bronson was supposed to be on the test flight this month. So they haven't really said anything about what happened with that,
yeah,
because that was a really big thing. You know, he was supposed to actually
yeah,
be on the flight to test it out. But
yeah.
you know, I guess they backed out or they postponed it. Why? I'm not sure. But I really do see that, you know, we're going to fill this gap. Definitely
Yeah.
going to take it down probably to 23.
Yeah. What draws my attention is this right here. That is insanely huge volume. I mean,
Yeah.
compared to, I mean, okay, so yes, this rally was crazy, and a lot of it was arbitrated. You know, and look at the volume, not as much, but this really could be something, but um, it's going to take some time. It needs to find very strong support and then eventually come back up. I mean, it's a bit coming out of this volume shelf was a good thing, you know, but there's nothing here. And so this is tricky. I wouldn't swing it. Day traded maybe, but yeah. We talked about BA. Oh, I saw some dark pool prints come in, and I think you already know I've been watching this thing for some time, and gosh, I've been faked out quite a few times. And I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and when it's ready, it'll come back. And so, um, as long as it doesn't get below this level, I think we can continue moving up. Watching the 189 level for entries for calls, ideally above 197, but right here. But I mean, Baidu and let me get a little bit here. And Baba, with the China regulations, that's going to be a little bit tricky. So, yeah, I think those Chinese names will have to take. The ones that I've seen, JD, I've seen a lot of action. I know Kathy owns a lot of JD.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's going to take off. It just means that she somehow believes more in JD rather than Baba. And I don't blame her. I mean, Baba has a lot of bad media.
Hmm.
And so JD could be the up and comer. I don't know if he could overtake Baba, but it could definitely be a good potential, good runner up. So watching that, I was watching DocuSign yesterday. I think it's in my watch list at the moment, my weekly watch list. Um, I think it could test this level again. I'm waiting for some levels to trigger. I'm actually going to put another one right here. Um, like trend spider, but sometimes, oh, there it is, already have it. Okay. So I think it can test this level here and then come back. But I'm definitely gonna watch that. I like this pattern because it likes to test it. 1, 2, and I think it'll test again. So I'm really banking on that, on that pattern that'll test this level, and it can either reject or it can break out of that. See how much time we have. Almost time. And then Disney, well, really wants to come out and play, but sheesh, I don't know. The parks are open, aren't they? I mean, everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of earnings. Once they release earnings, we'll see what kind of where they are in terms of tickets and all that stuff. I think they want to know how bad is it. I
That's
don't remember.
nice. Yeah, well, earnings just passed last week. Looks like they missed a little bit, but they
Okay.
saw an increase in their subscribers for Disney Plus.
That's right. That's right. So
Yeah, I'm still holding my swing. I think we're just gonna come back and maybe see 182. And then a little pullback, kind of like that, that saying goes, you buy the rumor and sell the news.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the names that I'm watching. A couple of tech, transportation, airline, Chinese names. But we'll see. You only need to get one. You don't need to get all of them. So
yeah, we don't need to be watching a bunch of tickers at the same time. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna give the market, 30 minutes to settle and see what we do. I got some unusual activity here for SPCE. We have a put.
I saw
Yeah, it expires for this week. Strikes 24. Let's see, FSR call, $15 call. TAL. Have you ever traded TAL?
I have not traded TAL. I saw that.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. It's an ADR. They have call activity for November and June, 70 and 45. It's sold off yesterday. Wow. Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's really, I think those are names. The fact that none of them is like sticking out, and it's like yelling out our faces, it just says that the market's not, it's going to take a little breather here, and it's good. Now we like to take a breather so we can look at the charts better and look at support and find better setups. But yeah, hopefully the market it's green. I think if that's the case, then SQ will continue to go up, and I might re-enter again. But
yeah,
we'll see. After a big run like that, it's going to pull back. So, but if not, then awesome. All right. Well, good luck to all of us.
All right, that's it. So let's make it a good day and let's not force any trades.
Yeah. All right. See you at the market.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.